some pallets. Well, we are going down here to get a tree that is blown over. I believe it is an ash tree that Emerald Ash Borer took care of. That was also this tree that is no longer with us. But look there, it's still got snow and ice. There's another ash tree that blew over. What a mess. Anyway, what we're doing is getting some firewood for making maple syrup. So Andy has been collecting sugar water for the past week and a half or so, and it looks like the weather's going to turn to the point that trees aren't going to run anymore. So don't have enough firewood, and of course nothing is ever planned out very strategically. So today we're going to make firewood. I do know that stuff right there will make you itchy for a while. See if I can get that off of there. Come on. There's that.
Yeah.
Like a dog catching a car. What do you do now?
I don't know.
Hook the chain onto it, see if we can give her a rip. Spitting little loogies. Tweet, 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 tweet. That'll be some good burning wood. Pretty sure that could have been a time lapse. Oh, my new driveway. I'm gonna get mud in my new driveway. Golly. Look, that's pretty good wood. That's up there towards the top. This is the bottom. Well, yeah, the other end was the bottom, but yeah, that's pretty good wood. Should burn right away. Been standing dead for several years now. Gosh, 5 years. Now the real question is, can I get these dropped onto there without them rolling off over to this side? I used log chain because poison ivy. I don't want to put a strap on there because I know in the summer I'm going to be barehanding those straps and I don't want poison ivy on my hands. I'm telling you, I spent all last summer with poison ivy. As soon as I get healed up, I'd go out, mess with trees, and boom, poison ivy again. Did I hit it? I did. Oh, I wrecked the pallets. Wrecked them. Ah, boards. If you don't put boards down, it will sink into the ground. These will sink into the ground just a little bit, and then it'll freeze and you won't get those back up. So you sacrifice the wood, let those get froze to the ground. Oh, my garage things, yes.
You want them in your back?
Yeah, back seat, please. Oh, yep, on the pallets. Cool, cool. Free and clear. So we fill up these baskets, and then we can stack the baskets on top of each other. These, of course, fold up and latch. Nice and neat. So it takes, well, last time he boiled, it took about two baskets of firewood to boil it all off. I think each one of those logs is going to fill one of these. So he's going to have at least 3 baskets, if not more, firewood. So here's the Sugar Shack, it is called. Here's the boiling pans. You dump it in the front, start at the front, and it zigzags through. Bing, bang, boom. Then you get back here to what's called the finish pan, and you boil off the last bit of water that you can, dump it out, and sometimes it works. You don't have to finish boiling at home. Other times it does not. Last year Andy took it home and he finished boiling it there at his house, and it made just some fantastic syrup. It was great. Alright, this is where my new fancy microphone, hey geez, my new fancy microphone quit working, and I am struggling with the audio. I want the best audio possible for all my videos, and ever since I've been working on it, I have struggled with it. So this last 10 minutes of the video here is going to be me voicing over. Just go along with it, alright? So this is when we start boiling, and I showed you the pan, how the front has a little hole in the corner, and then in the opposite, or the next pan is in the opposite corner, so forth and so on. And I also told you wrong, the back pan is the starting pan. So you put the sugar water into there. Once it's boiling and there's enough room in the front pans, you can dump it into there. So this is one of the good times that Dad has, is sitting around, everybody stops by and chit chats, and it's really nice and warm in there. Had a beautiful day, beautiful day. So here's the hydrometer for the maple syrup, but we really don't use that until we're finishing the product. There's the cup that you're supposed to use. You fill that full of the syrup, and you drop that in there. Don't drop, because it will break, but it will float and bob in there, and once it's between those two red lines there, that means your sugar content is correct, and it's ready to take it off and be done with it. Dad's just checking the color, checking the viscosity, and also getting a sample to taste and share. So now my nephews and niece, my sister, they showed up, took a field trip from school, and they learned way more here than they would have at school. This is Uncle Andy showing how to dip off all the foam, kind of junk that comes off the top, boils out of the syrup. They got a real kick out of that, and they became the dippers from there on out. Everybody likes the dipping. There's a look inside the firebox. We keep that fire going as hot as possible. Hey-ya. Now, once you get that back pan boiling, you pull off however much you can lift at once without spilling and scorching your feet or little kids running around. Sister says that's enough, and now we're just going to lift it up. Watch out, Sadie, it's hot. Ah! Dump her in there, and we just keep repeating. Hey, snacks. So Everett, he thought that pipe back here would be a good thing to test the temperature of, and he found out pretty quick that it wasn't something you want to touch. So here's the sugar water, and keep in mind it's about 35 degrees out. Last night it was probably in the 20s, so that water is very cold, so that's why we put it on the back pan to kind of heat it up and get it boiling, so that way the front pans will continue to boil, and that's just what you do all day long, all day. This is one of the more frustrating parts about losing the audio. My niece and nephews, they all made a fantastic intro for the video, and yeah, they took the camera, had some fun, good memories, no audio. So this is the Kinetic Log Splitter, and this thing will chop a finger off before you even realize you did. But it is fast. You can cut with those 3 logs, actually all that wood, they got it all done in an hour and a half maybe. And the only problem that we'll have in splitting wood is if it has some knots in it. That one you got to use the hydraulic log splitter for. But here I'm just showing how solid that wood is. It's good. It's not rotten at all. It's pretty solid wood. And even, you know, a big chunk like this, that log splitter did it all that wood. It didn't struggle on any of it. Bang, got it. And there was a changing of the basket. There's just a little bit left in that one, so the other basket's full. Get this up and out of here. Didn't use as much wood this year as usual. There's Brent stuffing her full, keeping her stocked up, keeping the boil going. After loading that up, we shut the doors, and that boil had calmed down considerably just from letting all that air just rush through. But it's pretty impressive how quick the boil will come back. So here's Andy explaining a whole bunch of stuff, science stuff. So the back of the pan, when you add the new water to it, as it migrates towards the front, it gets a higher sugar content. So you can tell the first 3 sections will boil quicker than that front section. The back has a higher water content, so it's going to boil quicker. The front one, mostly sugar, so it's not going to boil a whole lot. And he's always done it as leaving it all in there and boiling it all. I was talking about pulling the front, 5 gallons off or something and make room for the last. I was trying to hurry it up. He thought, nah, I'm in it for the long haul. Been here all day. He started at 5, I think, in the morning. But, we'd like to get it all done in one shot. Of course, you get down to the end like that, it's harder to get the water boiled off because the sugar content is so high in the whole pan itself. But I believe we started, there was 180 gallons in one tote, and I think they gathered another 70 or so gallons in a few days, and so do the math on that. And we ended up shutting it down about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and pulled some off and put the fire out. Then come back the next day with some like 15-gallon turkey fryers. Dad sat in the shop and finished boiling it off and had a very controlled heat, so it wouldn't, once the once you get really close to the finished product, it will boil over very quickly, almost like you're trying to boil a pot of milk, and you know, it'll just boom, boil over the edges of the pot. So that's how the maple syrup will do. If you get it in a turkey fryer pot, you can control the heat and not scorch it, not boil it over. So that's what he ended up finishing with. I don't think he had an exact amount of total product, maybe 4 gallons of finished maple syrup, and the flavor and is delicious. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much for being patient with the audio and listening to me just sit here and ramble. But hey, always trying to do better, make good videos. Appreciate it. See ya.